going to be making our cupcakes today, and I'm just going to give it a couple minutes because we know Facebook, and it takes a minute for Facebook to generate and let people know. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I will repost after this goes live a lot of stuff that we talk about. So I'll repost the blog post in this video description so that you can go back and see the recipe. And since it's on my website, there's actually a way that you can print it out. So you'll be able to print out the recipe and you can pin it, so you can pin it to your favorite things and that sort of thing. Again, I did do some things in advance. So the first thing that we're going to do is, as always, again, it's optional. I made an optional frosting, or an optional if you want to layer them up and put it in the middle. So we're going to be healthy, but as always, you don't have to do it. So what we're going to do is, this is my little computer thing, so I'm going to scoot it over to the side. So, oh man, Piper will be 14 in February, and then we have Teddy's going to be 1 in January. So Teddy can do this. And if you make this recipe, do post, post in the group, post below this video, start a new post. If you make any changes, try a different fruit or anything like that, let me know that as well. So we're going to start with the frosting compote type of thing. And you can do, you can try different things. I'm going to use this little processor. I got a nice big processor too, but I'm only going to use a little bit, so I don't need the whole big processor. So what we're going to start with, and I have my little notes. So we're going to start with not making noise. I said not making noise. We're going to start with 2 tablespoons of chia seed. And there they go. And I'm going to pop them right in here. You can use any chia seed you wish. Dexter's is organic. These happen to be black chia seeds. Doesn't matter. And then we're going to use a half of a cup of fruit, dog-friendly fruit. If you're using a fruit that has seeds, so let's see. Whoops, you're over here. So these are strawberries, and I took the tops off, so there's no tops on there. So if you're using a fruit, you want to make sure you remove the seeds, remove the stems. Depending on the fruit, some fruits can have skin, some fruits can't for our dogs. So feel free to ask me if you're kind of playing around. So this is the strawberries, and we're going to toss that in here. And this is actually the one that I did in my blog post. I used strawberries. I did 2. I used strawberries and blueberries. The strawberries, again, when you go back to my blog, you'll see a photo. I think it's the one of Dexter chewing the cake. The strawberry one turned out pretty. It had a pretty color. The blueberry one was dark, especially because I used dark chia seeds, so it's a little dark looking, so it's not as beautiful. I did a mango one, which you'll see, not as beautiful. Still healthy, still tastes good, but the strawberries turned out really nice. So strawberries, if you're looking for that, aha, pretty moment. So we got our strawberries, and then, let's see. Then the next thing we have is 3 tablespoons of honey, whatever honey you want. Dexter gets Manuka honey, so I went ahead and used that. And 3 tablespoons, and it is sticky. So I'm going to go ahead and sneak it in here the best I can without, and I am a messy cook, I'm not going to lie. When I'm doing things, it's quite the disaster, which might be part of the reason why I'm surprised Dexter hasn't woken up while I have Dexter staring at me when I'm in the kitchen, is because, yeah, things go flying when I'm in there. So there's our honey, and then we're going to do 1 tablespoon of water, and I used filtered water, and we're just going to dump that in there. I'm going to see if I can kind of squeak that down here a little bit. All right, so remember I said that there's actually going to be a couple of training opportunities. Let's see, do we have, I think it was Michelle, that Halo was a little nervous of the noises. So this is going to be, I might end up needing my water. This is going to be a little noisy, so when I get ready to hit start, if you want to be prepared and turn down the volume so that it doesn't freak out your dogs, you can also turn down the volume but leave it up a little bit if your dog is a little nervous of noises, and as it's going, toss them treats so that you can work on desensitizing your dogs to the noise. So a little noise, they toss a treat. A little noise, they toss the treat. Okay? So those that are nervous or aren't sure, turn down that volume. You might want to turn it down anyway because it might be loud. I'm not sure how loud it's going to be over there. So I'm just going to put my little thing on here. Are we ready? Make sure no one... Pop, if you still need me to wait. Teddy runs into the kitchen knowing food is coming. That's good. Yay, Teddy. So my golden retriever that I previously had was very nervous of noises, and my stepdad was making popcorn, and he just went flying He like beelined it and went flat to the ground. So what we started to do was, and I wouldn't do this now because I don't feed corn, but at the time, the popcorn machine then meant we were going to throw popcorn at him. So when the popcorn machine went, he got popcorn, which was a special treat for him. Again, I wouldn't do corn now, but live and learn. Okay, here we go. You ready? So what I'm going to do is mix this up, and I want to get everything incorporated. So 1, 2. I'm going to stop the pulse so that it can kind of slide back down and go again. I want to see where that honey is to see if it kind of, so I don't know if you can see, but it's not quite mixed yet. All right, so a lot of times I have to, and this is why I have these towels, right? That is Dexter. So here we go. Dexter, Haru, Arya, and then our friend, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I forgot this friend's name, but, oh, so sorry. So, I just want to take my little spatula and I just want to go ahead and squish this down a little bit so that I can, ooh, I tell you what, I don't like strawberries, really. I mean, they're okay, but the smell of strawberries, I think smells really good. So I'm just going to squish that down a little bit. Now, Dexter likes strawberries, although I have to tell you, I won't lie, Dexter doesn't not like much of anything. All right, so you ready? Alright, so after you get it incorporated, okay, this is gonna, again, I'm gonna put this in the wash. Tanya, you're gonna put this in the wash. Then you want to get a container, and I like to use glass whenever possible with the lid. Oh, this is gonna get messy. I'm so, so I came over here so that I could have everything laid out for you so it's not so hard to see in the kitchen. But then I'm starting to realize, okay, what am I gonna do with like dirty dishes? I got my eggshell idea all together, so I'm glad I have the towels. Alright, so I'm going to take my chia stuff, and I want to scrape the edges so that we can get all that goody stuff. Oh boy, again, Tanya's making a mess. And I want to put it in here. Now you can see, right? You're like, how the heck that is not going to frost my cake, my cupcakes. And you can make, by the way, you know, I made cupcakes just because, but you can make regular cakes too. So you just want to make sure that when we talk about how to tell when they're done, that it's done. But you can use any kind of mold. So what happens next is this goes in the refrigerator for a day. I put it in overnight. So we're going to do a voila. And we're going to cross-contaminate, but that's okay, right? Everything's fine. Nothing's cooked. So this is the mango. Let's see, I have cords everywhere. So let me do a quick little stir. This was in the refrigerator overnight, and I don't want to plop it, but do you see how it's thicker? And you see too the color? I mean, it's kind of snotty, I'm not gonna lie, but it's healthy. But that's the end up, you know, again, trial and error. I didn't know. I mean, here's the mango. They looked pretty. I thought it was going to be pretty. So this is the mango overnight. So you're going to put that concoction in overnight or until it sets up. Hey, I don't know, it might set up in a couple hours, but I put it overnight. So there we go, we're going to put this aside. And again, this is an option. So with Dexter, I'm always thinking about calories. You know, he's a big guy anyway, tall, long, 2 pounds overweight right now. So I always watch calories. So in reality, after these recipes are done, I mean, I didn't feed those cakes to Dexter. Again, I kind of handed them out to other people. But I took the compote, because that's nice, healthy, yummy goodness. And I put them in these little cubes. And then I froze them. And then popped them out. So I end up now using this compote as part of his nutritional needs, fill in the yappy hours, part of this fruit, omega-3 issues, not issues, nutrition. So that's what I'm going to end up doing after the video is this compote is going to go in these and frozen. So if you want to do one little cupcake for your dog and give them the little frosting, there you go. And then you can store the rest if you'd like. It's up to you. So we're going to set that aside. Now remember, that's in the refrigerator. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to end up making the cupcakes, but we're going to use 2 pans. So when we're working with trying to make recipes for dogs that are healthy and safe, you know, I stay away from wheat and flour, like wheat flours. So we're going to use coconut flour, which is just coconut. It's crumbly. So the coconut flour tends to be like a crumbly flour. So Robin was asking about rolled out treats, asking if she could use coconut flour for rolled out treats. And what I told her was just a regular swap of flours. If the recipe calls for a gluten flour, it's unlikely to be successful because coconut flour doesn't have a gluten and it's going to be crumbly. So when I'm making cakes and things, I always try to think about that. I tend to use my coconut flour for cakes because I can bind it with the eggs and it's not quite so crumbly. But they do tend to be like hockey pucks and they can get really heavy and dense. So I made a souffle, a human souffle for my family, and I thought, well, maybe, there you go. You know, we whip up the egg whites and that helped lighten it up. So that's what I did with this recipe. We're going to use egg whites and cream of tartar and whip that together and put that into our mix to lighten that flour. I don't know what would happen, and I'm going to do a trial and error if I didn't do it that way, but it did end up making it less dense. Still dense, but less dense. So two things. So we're going to take our 2 pans, and we're going to use 6 large eggs together. This is going to be my egg white, and this is going to be my egg yolks. And these are going to be my wipes, because again, I'm not in the kitchen. I don't want to wipe it. All right, so eggs. So 6 large eggs, garbage for the shells. So what did I say? Egg whites, yolks. Don't make too much of a mess. The way I've always cracked eggs and separated them was using the eggshell. You can see on the cooking show they use their hands and stuff. So, you know, whatever's going to work for you. The goal, though, is in your egg white, you really don't want to get that yolk in there. So if I'm going to do any mix, if anything's going to get sloppy, I want to slop it into the egg yolk. So the whites I really want to keep clean. So, but the whites are also the ones that come out first. So we're going to crack, and we're going to do whites. So see how that egg comes out? What I do is I grab it with this other shell and kind of do a little teeter-totter. Okay? And then I'm going to take the yolk and put it in there. And the garbage, I'm going to crunch it because I don't know how much room I'm going to have. So we're going to do that with all 6 eggs. And when it comes time to making recipes, this one, whoop. I mean, I make a lot of recipes, a lot of fun treat recipes and things, but I'm always inspired by human recipes. I don't know if I would, at the very beginning, be able to just start from scratch. So I looked at coconut cake recipes for humans, and then what I do is then I start to modify. So, did I do that right? In there. So, and you can do the same thing. You know, Pinterest is my friend. I love Pinterest to start with. So I always do a quick, okay, I want a coconut recipe. I want a blueberry recipe. And I just, again, start to look at what those ingredients are and make some tweaks. So I didn't see my notes. Yay, keep on coming. Hi, guys. I'm so glad you're here. Sorry, I'm so concentrated with this for some reason. I think it's because I actually didn't print out the recipe and I'm trying to remember. I don't want to screw it up. So what did I say? Screw it up, screw it up. No big deal. Right? Who cares? Alright, 1 more egg. Ooh, woo. And I will read all your comments, by the way. Keep commenting because I will read them after the event. So do keep them coming. And then for those that are watching it later, same thing. I will still continue to read them. I always try to make sure that I get back with you. So if you ever leave a message there on the group or whatever for me, and it's been 2 days, and I haven't responded, try tagging me or comment again, because it's just an overlook. I always try to do it. So gotta clean my hands. Okay, so egg whites and egg yolks. And I'm going to put the whites aside for now. Somewhere. Tanya. somewhere. Alright, so next we have this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my whisk and I'm just going to, so this might be a little loud too, so because it's metal. I'm just going to break those eggs up real quick. See? Just to break them up. And what do we have next? So then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do 1 cup of coconut flour. And as always, just check when you're ordering it or you're picking it up, that's what's in it. You know, sometimes companies are tricky and they'll shove some stuff in there that you don't want. So flip it over. And I'm going to take that and dump that in there. It's already pre-measured. I tried to make this easy. And I just want to incorporate that well. And it's going to get a little chunky monkey. Speaking of chunky monkey, no, chunky monkey's still sleeping away. When I crack an egg, I love to peel the membrane off and feed it to Thunder. He loves it. Oh, yay! So, that's fantastic. And if your dog's raw fed, raw eggs are fine. If he's not raw fed, if you don't necessarily feed your dog raw, any raw ingredient can be a little upsetting to their belly because they're just not used to it. So, but this recipe will end up being cooked. Dexter loves his eggies too. Oh my gosh, every once in a while Grandma will be cooking up some eggs in there, and you know, all he has to do, I'm telling you, Grandma and Grandpa are always a soft touch. Just kind of look at her and, Tanya, can I cook him up an egg? Okay, so that's why he's 2 pounds overweight. All right, so we got 1 cup of coconut flour. Then the next thing we're going to do is 1 cup of, again, dog-friendly, dog-friendly fruit. Today we're trying mango. And you want to make sure that these are, and I need to retype my blog a little bit, you want to make sure that these are teeny tiny, really quite small, unless you're using a blender where you can blend everything together. We're going to use a blender for the egg whites, and when you do that, you want to make sure your blenders are clean. But, so just small, you can do a combo. Again, let's see, the first one we did with Dexter was the blueberry, so that's the one on the blog. The one that's over here is the strawberry, so I did that as a strawberry, and this is going to be the mango. So I got 1 cup of diced up mango, and I'm just going to kind of incorporate that as well. And it doesn't have to be perfect, because I'm going to end up getting everything together with the other stuff, too. So I'm just going to, but if I incorporate along the way, it makes it a lot easier. So, chunky monkey. And again, I'm looking at my list here. So, 1/2 cup of goat's milk. So, I used goat's milk because dogs tolerate that better than cow's milk. Now, it is going to be cooked. So, the probiotics that's in it pretty much going to be kind of wiped out. They'll still get some, but... And I had to put this over here because I was afraid me mixing this up would make the milk go everywhere. I said 1/2 cup, right? 1/2 cup of goat's milk. And you can use your, you know, if you get goat's milk for your pet from the store, you can use that. Dexter gets raw goat's milk from our online raw feeding thing that we ordered. And it's not pasteurized because it's dogs. Humans will be pasteurized as far as I know, but we do raw, unpasteurized goat's milk. The other is not going to kill your dog, by the way. So, did I have any questions? Okay. Goat's milk. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is, while that's setting here, I'm going to go ahead and, this is the first time, this recipe is the first time that I bought this and used this, and they're silicone, and they pop out. So that's really nice. That made it really easy. It's the first time that I've ever really baked in something like this. I use silicone for molds and stuff. I tend to use ceramic pans for all my baking. I do feel more comfortable using that in the oven. I just wanted to see what it was like because people have been asking me. I was going to go ahead and pull out my regular ceramic one because I just feel that it's safer. I feel that the ceramic pans are safer when cooked than the silicone pans. But, you know, my injury, so it was way up at the top where all Dexter's cooking stuff is, in this pretty big massive thing. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna chance trying to pull it down. So, you know, it's still safe. I prefer ceramic. But yeah, it's definitely easier. And, you know, they're supposed to be safe. I just get a little weirded sometimes when anything like that is cooked and heated. So, coconut oil. So, coconut oil, just to coat the pan. You might not even have to with these, but I did. So, just a little bit. And I'm just taking, you know, the paper towel, doing a quick once over. And again, if you don't do it, let me know. Let me know if it comes out okay. And just doing a quick once over. And I have a tablespoon in there. And in reality, when I do things, I don't measure it out. I just kind of get in there. But I wanted to kind of measure it out so that we had some kind of clue. So that's a tablespoon. And I still have that left. And I did 12. So, and we're going to set that aside. Did we use this? We used this. I don't need this anymore. All right, so the next thing I want to do, and I have this big gooper thing aside, is grab these egg whites. And we have our cream of tartar. This is going to be the volume down. This is going to be your other training opportunity. And this is going to be about 5 minutes. So when I start doing this, if you want to turn that volume down, kind of look at your watch and go play with your dog or go get some extra treats, I will totally understand. And if you're watching this recorded, you can take your... I'm like, oh, I can't get up and do it because I'll be doing this. You might even take your little fast forward to 5 minutes. But you got your eggs. And again, you want to make sure that it's just the egg whites and clean. From what I've read, you want to make sure your bowl's clean and everything's dry. I think it messes it up if you have other things in there. You're going to take your mixer and on medium speed, your 1 teaspoon of cream of tartar, you're going to do boom, and then spur, and then add, you're slowly going to add this in, okay? And then we're going to mix for about 4 to 5 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and probably do 5. And what's going to happen is it's going to start to foam up. Now, I haven't gotten it to foam up where you see like a meringue, and I think, and let me know, boy, you guys that bake out there, let me know why. I think it's because there's no sugar. So I don't think it'll meringue up and get that thickness unless there's sugar. But let me know. And last night, I was going to just keep trying, and I think I was like into 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, I'm done. It's not meringuing up. Did I get any comments? Okay, so it's going to be a slow delay. So again, volume down, treat opportunity. So you can do the volume down and toss some treats to your dog. Look about 5 minutes. I need a clock over here. Do I have a clock? Yep. Okay. So we're going to start to mix, medium speed, and gradually add this in for about 5 minutes. Okay? I won't be offended if you walk away. Just don't turn me off. right, I told you I was a messy cook. What? Okay. Phew, I thought Facebook was yelling at me. So, as you can see when I tilted it, so can you see, boy, you see how it's starting to get, oh, the snoring is Dexter. So it's a frothy, and see how much more volume? Okay. Alrighty. So, I like that you guys went out and took the pupper's pee. Messy cook, that's me. Off. I meant to push those off. He's missing out because I have a honey spatula on the floor. And if he wasn't snoring, oh, it didn't even get anything. He would have, we always say he strikes like a cobra. So I see all the laughy faces now. That is me. So we have our frothy mess over here. Not mess, that's actually good. And now that I dropped, okay. So this is thick. So see how thick that was? So I'm going to take this stuff and get it. Slow down, Tanya. That might be part of it too. I do tend to go high speed. I even got a cartoon up there. So, you know how I deleted the other video? It's because you know how Facebook's that love-hate thing. They're always changing things up. And you used to be able to do a cover photo. And I was trying to look at it today. And supposedly you can do a cover photo. Like I can make a cover photo, but it didn't work. Alright, so here's my batter. And it actually looks kind of like eggs. Looks like scrambled eggs. Which is funny because the other one did not. Might be the mango. And it's pretty color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take about half of this and put it in here. And I'm going to fold it in. And I think, again, from what I've been reading, is I don't want to poof this up too much because that'll take away the whipping part and the fluffy part. Again, you bakers out there, let me know what's going on here. So I'm going to do about half of this in here. And let me see if I can show you guys. Let me get it started a second. And I want to just kind of fold this into here. Ready? Let me see you without putting it on the table. So I'm trying to fold it in here. And again, I think my goal is not to like over mix it. And I'm just gradually going to keep folding this other mixture in. And it's funny, you know, I tend to kind of start with 1 cup of whatever, you know, coconut flour, whatever little flour I'm using, and just start to try different things. And I was like, I don't know if 1 cup's going to give me but like 2 cupcakes. But by the time I got all these together, I got, you know, 12. Now they're flatties, because, you know, I always, I think about dogs, and especially our Cavaliers, and I don't want them to eat too much. It's kind of like more of a token. So I tend to make them smaller, flatter, but you can go crazy. And if you do a really tall one, you just want to make sure that it's cooked all the way through. Now, if your dog's a raw-fed dog, let's see, let me think about all these ingredients. Your dog's a raw-fed dog, it's not as important to be cooked all the way through, although uncooked flour, of course they probably won't care, does have like a taste. You'll learn that in the cooking shows. So I'm working on, somebody woke up. So I'm working on, again, going around the edges and trying to incorporate, ooh, I see some mango chunks. And I'll come back because I'm not going to obviously have you guys sit here for, here comes Dexter, for 30 or so minutes while this one really bakes. But I will come back and post what it looks like. It'll have to bake and then cool. Alright, so I think that's pretty incorporated. So another little trick is, there's Dexter. Now this is the family scooper that I actually don't really like or have used it. But I have a newer ice cream scooper, and it's, I think, bigger than that. And I use that for my scoop for this. And that's what I did with the original ones, and I got 12. So I took my original scooper, and again, a little bit bigger than this, and I go in there and I make it flat, and then I plop it into my pan. So I go in there, plop it, go in there, plop it. Then they're all even. So all the all the cupcakes are going to be even, so they'll cook evenly. So last night when I made these, I went in and used, oh boy, I think it's 1/4 of a cup. I used, I believe, 1/4 of a cup and kind of did the same thing. And I kind of flattened it with that. But I'm going to try this scooper. I think it's a smaller scooper, so I might have to go in for doubles for multiple things. And in our greased baking pan, oh, sorry, my oven's preheating over there. So my oven's preheating at 280. And as I've said before, I originally get recipes from People Recipes, and that's what they said. But, you know. So, and I do tend to go low and slow. So I'm going to take my little scooper and plop that in there. Not bad. I messed over here. And I'm trying to keep it even. And plop there. And I'm going to do that. And all of them. It's not working out too bad. And plop there. So this smells good too, but by far the strawberry does have a better smell. And we'll see what this looks like when it's all done baking. This one might have a better color. It's very yellow. With the yellow egg yolks and the orangey yellow mango. Pretty fancy. You know, I don't use food colorings. I haven't researched natural food colorings. Besides when I made the Easter eggs. I made colored Easter eggs with natural food items for food coloring. Not natural food coloring, but okay. So that wasn't quite even. I was looking for that teeny little spatula that fell on the floor. So so that wasn't quite, so it's not 1/4 of a cup, so we still have that. So now, I wish I had the other one. If I had another pan, I could just stay with this whole thing and just do another scoop on more trays. So I'm just going to do a little. Is that going to ruin it? So, remember I said I don't want to muck it up too much. So, I'm just going to try to... And when you're doing this as well, what I have learned is I don't want little random pieces. Okay, so my wrist, sorry, again. My stupid body. My stupid old body. Is I don't want random bits of food on the edges like this because it's going to burn. And then not only is it burn, it's going to stink. And depending on your stove and house, when I lived in an apartment in North Carolina, and that was when I had my golden who was afraid of noises and things, I actually had to take apart my fire detector thing because it would go off for anything. And that was when I actually had an online treat thing, and I made treats and sold them. I wouldn't do the recipes I did then. Again, live and learn. I used wheat flour, and I won't use wheat flour now. But anyway, I had a peanut butter recipe, and again, I wouldn't use peanuts now either. But the oil in those peanuts, because I used fresh peanuts, thinking I was doing better, just get like steamy and smoky and set that pupper up all the time. So I'm just trying to flatten it out so that I don't have any weird little tops. Eek, 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 and these are not going to be perfect. I can already see this one's a little baby over here. Okay, so back to my little, clean my finger since I can't go to the sink. Alright, so this is going to go in the oven. The oven's set at 280 degrees, and you're going to put it in there for about 25 to 35, 40 minutes, give or take, on your oven. Basically, you want to be able to stick your toothpick in there and it comes out clean. These sometimes actually were kind of popping up to the side. So we're gonna give me 2 seconds so I can get that going in there. And then I'm going to show you the next steps with the finished product. And now he's by my feet. I don't want to trip over the monkey. And I appreciate you guys being here too. So I am going to set the timer or I will completely forget. And I'm going to put 25 minutes because I know our stove is a little longer. Okay. So once your cupcakes are done cooking, you're going to want to cool them. So you're going to want to cool them on a cookie sheet, or what I use a lot of times is my dehydrator tray. So I always have my dehydrator trays there, and I'll just pull those out and let them sit there because I have so many of them and they're just, I don't know, easy to find. So, and then once they're fully cooled, then you can go back to your compote if you wish. And if not, this is what they look like, give or take. They'll look a little different depending on your fruit in there. Let's see if we can see. So Okay, so there's that. And what was this one again? The strawberry. And we'll break one open. And so if I break it open, how about I break it open for you guys there? Right? So really nice. All right. So we will put this, and Monkey's down here, and that's good, because if you see back here, remember these are his 12th birthday cupcakes. I'm going to let him come up here, and I should have said that at the beginning so you guys would be here and watch, right? But I'm going to let him try. All right. So if you want to frost them, where's my little stand? Let's frost them. You can take your little compote. And you can cut fruit too. So with the strawberries and blueberries is really nice because I could use the fruit and cut it and set it on top and make it look pretty. Mangoes are a little wet. They don't look as pretty. So, and I didn't save my strawberry, but you just take your messy Tanya, your compote. And again, if you're using the mango, it's going to look kind of like snotty poop. Don't use mango for your compote frosting if you want people to think it's pretty. So there's that snotty fruit, especially with the color. Oh, but it's not snot. Remember, it's not snot. What did I say? Messy Tanya? Messy Tanya. Dang, Messy Tanya. All right. But we're all real, normal people, right? Make mistakes. So you can go here. You can get your layer there. And you can get your other one. And you can do multiple colors. Multiple fruits, give you different, let me know, try different fruits, let me know what happens. And you can set it on top of there. Just make it look cute. Alright, so we're going to let Dexter have a go at it. I just have to look here because by the time I get Dexter up here, if I'm not fast enough, he's just going to probably make quick use of everything that's up here. And again, this will end up going in here and frozen for Dexter for later. So we'll let him have that. We'll put this over here. I better, let's see, we're going to make it for bite size for Dexter. And if you're giving it to your puppers, I mean, I wouldn't serve it like this, only because I know Dexter, and he would just and try to suck up the whole thing, and then I'd be going in trying to get it out. So, you know, I would cut it. I'd cut it in bite sizes. I'm still thinking about Dexter. I am going to get you, Dexter. Not only that, I'm going to actually give him half because I'm a meanie that way. And I'm going to cut it up in little bite sizes. And let's go ahead and get his little birthday gear out here, right? I mean, I brought it. Let's get it. Let's get it. It's special. He's 12. He should have special times, right? All right. So, again, I have cords everywhere. Monkey, you're going to get to do something yummy, yummy, yummy. All right? All right, so we're going to do a whole little birthday thing for him, right? So he's got his little mat there. And let's see, we'll get his little bowl. Keep those ears in there. We'll put the, let's do the plate. I think he might enjoy seeing all of it. And again, I can lick it. People friendly too. There's no sugar in it, although because the compote has honey in it, and that was sweet. And fruit, that's sweet. Monkey, come here. Let's get you up here. I'm going to put 2 chairs here for him. Dexter's like, what? Dexy. Dexy pie. I better get his stuff here, right? So we got his bandana, his hat, and his snood. All right, let's see. Dexter, you want a snacky? Monkey boy, wake up. Doesn't take long for the monkey to fall back to sleep. So snood's going to go on. Oh, he sees, and once I show him the snood, he's like, okay. Snood's going on. Yes, a little boy. I wonder if we can do the hat and snood. Here, we're going to, let's do bandana. His birthday bandana. Yes, a little boy. You're so funny. You ready? We're going to help you get up. What? Oh, he's like, oh, wait. You got to put your hat on. You got to put your hat on. So I'm going to say happy birthday, Dexy. You ready? 1, 2, okay. Get it. He's like, oh, really? I've never eaten at the table before. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully your puppies will too. So please let me know. Give it a try. Let me know if you've changed some substitutes, the different fruits you've tried. If you tried the not whipping the egg. If you're a baker and you know the whole theory behind the eggs, do I need the cream of tartar to whip those up? He's like, I smell some in here too. All right, there you go. You want some here? See, he knows there's more food up there. And again, thank you. I will post another Facebook Live request on what you want to see so that we can schedule another one, because I want to try to have these, once a month, and we'll see what's happening. Thank you. Say goodbye-bye, Dexy. Is it safe to leave him for a second? Turn off the thing? Nah. All right, we're going to take you down. No trust in the monkey. No trust in the monkey. You're such a silly boy. All right, bye-bye.